Hey, what's happening? Tim with Nomad Trading. Let's talk a little bit about what was hot today in the markets. I'm going to just jump on here, show you all what was moving. Before I forget, like this video, subscribe if you haven't already, comment out to the side, down below, whatever. Let me know what you think, what you want to see. If you want to see more videos like this where I talk about what moved in the market, let me know. If you want to see more live pre-market videos about what's moving, I can do that. Whatever you guys want to see, I can do. And then I'm going to continue throwing in videos here and there about just like how to use trading platforms and set stops and whatnot. Help the beginning traders out. So let's talk about what was moving today. The number one stock of the day, I would say, would be YTEN, YTEN. It's traded about 70 million shares. It was another kind of slower day today, by the way. Just don't really see, I don't know, it's in the last couple weeks, several weeks, I think probably even the last month. It's just been a lot slower. It's not slow by most standards, but compared to the crazy momentum that we were seeing where stocks are running a couple 100%, 500%, and you'd have multiple of them on your scanners at any given time, that was just such a crazy, awesome time. But now, not so much. You just get the typical 1 to 2 big stocks of the day, which is fine. There's still plenty of trades to be made. Just not as exciting as we were seeing there for a while. Anyway, today probably YTEN, I would say, was the most sought after day trading momentum, low float type stock in the realm of what I usually trade. It kind of shot up out of the gate. It was trading yesterday at, let's see, in the 450 range. And it hit a high today of almost $10, but that was pre-market. And we've seen this be the trend lately. I know I've talked about this on other videos, but more often lately than not, we see pre-market, it just shoots up, the hottest stock of the day, the ones that really get day traders going. It seems like lately the pattern we've been seeing more is just a moonshot right out of the gate, and then more or less a fade throughout the day. I haven't seen the stocks that just keep running like crazy up 500%. It's been more gapping way up and then fading down. But anyway, it's still, like I said, there's still trades to be made, still make money with it. It's just been a little bit more short biased, and that's why I've talked about in other videos why I've been trying to up my short game, trying to get better at shorting stocks. And once I figured out that CMEG has shares to short of most of these stocks, recently I haven't seen hardly any that I've tried to short that haven't had shares to short at CMEG. E-Trade, not so much. E-Trade doesn't have shares to short of anything hardly ever. So at least not in the momentum low float world. They got shares of the bigger blue chip companies, but not the ones that I want to short anyway. So anyway, if you'd shorted it there, it would have been a great play. It did get halted a few times this morning, and then was super choppy, kind of formed a little bit of a flag type pattern here, and then ultimately broke down below. But as I've talked about in other videos, when it's down below VWAP, I'm a lot less likely to buy a stock. I might buy a stock on the initial bounce below VWAP, but typically if it's broken below VWAP, that means shorts and sellers are more in control, so it's less likely to be ripping up to the long side, and therefore I'm less likely to be taking a long position on it. I want to play the odds. I want the best odds setups, and that's how it works. That's what VWAP largely is understood to be. If the stock's below VWAP, then longs are underwater. People that are buying it are more underwater and less likely to be profitable. And as a rule, when it's above VWAP, that's when longs are more in control. So That's why I try to stay away from buying stocks that are under VWAP unless it is a sometimes for a bounce or sometimes on a curl off of its lows if it looks like it's going to be curling up and possibly breaking back through VWAP. I will buy it, but typically I'm not buying stocks at the low of the day. It's just not really my style. Maybe I'll incorporate that someday. Some people do it. There's a million ways to trade the stock market. Some people like buying the lows, and some people like shorting the highs. Some people like, there's just tons of different strategies. Whatever works for you, you got to find your niche and work with that. So anyway, this I did not trade. Like I said, it did get halted a few times, but it was pretty choppy. It shoots up and then gets halted, but then comes back down. Shoots up again, comes down, gets halted on the way down, and then goes back up. So it's pretty difficult to trade that setup. Not really a high odds play, in my opinion. And like I said in a video recently, I tried to buy a stock out of its first halt, and it didn't go well. I was down $500 in like a minute, and it spent the whole day trying to make that up. So yeah, the halts can be very risky. That's what this is. If you're new to day trading, when you see this line here and there's no volume down here, that means the stock was halted at that point in time. They halted trading. It was moving too fast, basically, in a given amount of time, so it tripped a circuit breaker, as they say, and halted the stock. Then we had AGEN. This is one that I was watching. Didn't have as much volume. Let's see, about a little under 20 million shares traded, but I liked it because it did shoot up, curl off of VWAP, and then presented a decent high of day break. It came back down and tested it there. Didn't break through on the first try, and that's why sometimes trading high of day breaks can be risky if you don't know what you're doing. If you're brand new to trading, be very careful, because sometimes this will happen. Sometimes it just keep fading. It'll double top, what we call double top at the high of day, and then just get straight rejected. This time, and oftentimes, it got rejected, but it curled back up, and then it was able to break through. It did come back down and test, and this is what I've talked about being I prefer this myself. I prefer it to break out and then come back down and test that level, and then continue up from there. That's, in my opinion, one of the best odds setups, is when you have a breakout that comes back and tests that and then bounces off of the previous high, showing strength, especially when you're above VWAP like this one was, and above the 200 moving average, which is this blue line you're seeing there. It's a pretty high odds setup. So I did not take that trade, however, because I was down at my work. So as I've talked about before, I've got to go down to my job. So it kind of breaks up my trading day. I try to trade either right away after market open for the first hour or so, and then I'm gone for several hours. Then I come back, and usually by then I've missed a lot of the moves. But scalping is my particular forte. That's what I do most of the time. Is I'm in and out pretty quick, and the good thing about that is that I can take a small piece of a lot of different moves. So I can usually find some type of setup and take a small piece in and out quick. Today I made let's see, bear with me for a second. Let me find my P&L thing here. $95 today, so just under my goal. My goal is $100 a day. Yesterday I think I made 60 some. Day before that it was just under 100, like 86 or 89, somewhere in there. Today $100. So I keep just barely missing my goal, not quite making it, but still happy with it. Any green day I'm pretty happy with, as long as I can keep moving in that direction and stay green. That works for me. So anyway, that was me personally, and I actually made it on none of these hot stocks. So the stock I made it on was Let me see what the ticker was. ITCI. I actually shorted ITCI yesterday, and that's what I made my little profit on yesterday. And then again today, same thing. ITCI. Shorted this thing yesterday. It had resistance in that 32 range. Let me see if I zoom out. You can see that it popped up. It was catching resistance and consolidating in that range yesterday quite a bit after gapping way up and fading. Then today it dropped, popped back up to that same area of yesterday's consolidation, and then that was where I took another short position into this bounce right here. It came off of VWAP, looked weak, and I knew that it was coming into this resistance, so I took a short right there. Shorted the break of VWAP and covered it somewhere in here. So just a small scalp for a little bit under $100, but I'll take it. What else? Let's see what else we can talk about. STSA. I wanted to bring this up just as a cautionary tale to people that are brand new to day trading. It's important to know what can happen to you. I've talked about in other videos how I held a short position overnight on a stock and lost almost $10,000 overnight. I literally woke up and was down almost $10,000 because of the reverse of this happening. I was actually short a stock that I was pretty sure was going to drop, and it just so happened that on the one night that I happened to be holding the short position overnight, the company sold to it was a pharmaceutical company, and biotechs a lot of the time will gap up and then fade. So I thought it was a pretty sure thing that the stock would fade over the next day or two, and I was dabbling in trying to swing trade this short position, and it just so happened that that particular small biotech company got bought out by some big pharma company overnight. The news came out overnight. So in the morning I woke up and the reverse of this had happened. It went up by like $20 or something overnight. So I woke up down almost $10,000, and there was no recovering from it because the company had been bought out at a certain price per share. So I just had to eat that gigantic loss. And that was one of the things that you see me now trading a very small E-Trade account and a very small CMEG account. And that is because of that's one of the reasons, was that gigantic loss and multiple days of having swings of being up $1,000, down $1,000, up $1,000, down $3,000. And it just got to be so emotionally stressful that I finally realized that, hey, I suck at trading. I need to stop trading with such large amounts of money. It just doesn't make sense to be living that emotional roller coaster of misery, basically. So I pulled my money out of my accounts, and now I trade with small amounts. And when I get my $100 a day goal, when I continue, I feel pretty good about it lately, especially last several weeks and everything. So if I keep doing that, and get to a point where I feel like I can be consistently profitable and making my $100 a day goal, then I'll probably put a few $1,000s more in my accounts and go from there and trade with a little bit bigger size, and eventually, because really the only difference, I know that everybody says this, but the only difference between making a lot of money and making a little bit of money is your position size. Once you've figured out your strategy, once you have a strategy and it's proven and you can consistently make money, the only difference between that and making a lot of money is just scaling up. You just take bigger position sizes and keep doing the exact same thing you're already doing, and you'll make a lot of money. But of course, easier said than done. The difficult part is being consistent. So I'm in that place right now with my trading. I'm trying to develop my short strategy a little bit better, and that's been going fairly well. And then I'll narrow in on zero in on a couple of short strategies, and that in addition to what I do when I go long on basically just high of day breakouts, and sometimes bounces, sometimes VWAP bounces. If I see a shift, if the stock looks right on the RSI down here, I'll take a bounce trade. Plus, if it's getting close to VWAP and it's up quite a bit when it pulls down and it's morning, there's a criteria of a lot of things, and that's why trading takes such a long time to learn and to master. If anybody ever really masters it, it's because of that. There's so many aspects to it. Whenever I'm looking at a trade, I'm looking at what time of day it is, where it's at in relation to VWAP. I'm watching the level 2 and seeing where the buyers and sellers are, where possible walls are on either side of the board there, what the catalyst is, where resistance and support is on different time frames, the 1 minute, the 5 minute, the 15 minute, the daily, looking at all these things for different points of resistance or support. And basically, to become a consistent trader and to be profitable, it's just about putting that puzzle all together. You put that whole puzzle together and put all the pieces in there, and eventually you can get to a point where you're consistent. And I'm still attempting to do that now. I'm not claiming to be amazing at it. Still trying to do that now, but getting better. And there are people like Ross with Warrior Trading. Shout out Ross, my man Ross Cameron. I'm a big believer in him because he does a lot of stuff live. So people that call him a faker, the dude's literally trading live on a regular basis on YouTube, where you can watch his entries and exits and everything live. So I don't know why people think he's faking it. He makes a ton of money, but he does it right there live on YouTube a lot of the time. I will also do that. I've done that once or twice, but I have a hard enough time focusing on making money without also trying to talk and explain what I'm doing and all that. So if I can get to a point where I feel more comfortable and consistent in everything trading, I will also start trading live. But that's why I, drag my little P&L thing over there to show you that I am actually trading. I just trade very small size. I make no bones about it. I'm not an amazing trader, and I trade small size. But I show you that I am actually trading pretty much every day, unless there's no position and I don't see anything that I like. But almost every day I'm at least scalping something or taking some kind of trade with, like I said, the goal to make $100 a day. So STSA, anyway, got really sidetracked. Apologize for that. STSA, I just wanted to show what's possible, because there is a huge risk involved with trading the stock market. Anybody that says any different or tells you that you can learn to do this overnight or, whatever, they're just full of shit. There's a lot of risk to doing the stock market. For instance, let's say you owned 1,000 shares of STSA yesterday. We can look at the daily chart. If you owned it yesterday, or let's say that you were watching this 200 moving average and you thought, hey, I'm gonna buy the stock because it's above the 200 moving average, or whatever your strategy might have been, and I'm going to try to hold this because I think it's going to curl up. And then you wake up today, and let's say you had 1,000 shares, which would only be $23,000. It's not all that much money for a lot of investors. And then you wake up today, and it's at let's say you woke up at market open and checked your portfolio, and it's at under $5. That yeah, trust me, take it from somebody who knows, who's woke up to a $10,000 loss. That's pretty detrimental. Unless you're a millionaire, that's a lot of money overnight with, you didn't do anything wrong, you just got screwed. So only reason I'm putting that out there, I just want everybody to know that there's a lot of risk involved in trading the stock market, and especially biotechs. In my opinion, in my humble opinion, biotech stocks are extremely risky because of this situation. They can also go up that much, which is great, But you never know. This one here, it says data from phase 3 migraine trial is why it happened. So trial didn't show statistically significant differences. So basically, their phase 3 trial came out and people were like, well, that's not working. That drug sucks. That's not going to work. And everybody bailed on it. So in a matter of, a minute, 2 minutes, the thing fell from 20 some dollars to your best possible scenario of getting out if you were up this morning would have been under $7. It did curl up and get to $9.40. That's good. People could get half their money back roughly if they were lucky and got out at the peak. But I just want you guys to be aware of the insane things that can happen in the stock market. You put all your eggs in one basket, that can happen. I've also seen stocks where I think it might have been LFIN. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on this. LFIN, something. It might have been that one, but I'm not sure. Went up a ton for a couple of days, like something like a couple bucks to $100 or some insane amount. At one point, it was halted. I don't know if it was on the way down. Like I said, I can't remember the exact specifics of it, but I remember it being halted for a very long period of time. And then when it finally opened up, it opened way low, way low. And I'm talking about like days, if not, I know it was days. It might have been weeks, maybe months. And that happens at times also. You might be in a stock and it ends up getting halted for months while it's being investigated for some shady thing they did. So tons of risks with the stock market, and I just like people to know that going forward. If you're a brand new trader and you're just getting into it, it's easy to get the rose-colored glasses, where you're excited and I'm going to make a ton of money and all that, and I get it because I totally was there. But I just want you to also be aware that you can lose a ton of money in a very short amount of time also. Be very well aware of the risks, know your limits, know, everything you do, especially when you begin, should be in very small size, either a sim account or very small size. There's no shame in trading a couple shares. Yeah, you're not going to make any money with it, but you get that experience of actually having real money in the game and the emotions involved with that, and learning to see how the market moves and what can happen. So that's my sage advice, is to be very careful when you're learning. And even now, I've been doing this for a few years, and I'm still, like I said, I trade with really small size because I don't want to take the crazy huge losses anymore that I used to take. I did have some days where I made multiple thousands of dollars. I've made $5,000 in a day. I think my biggest day was like $5,000 or $6,000. I'd have to look back, but it wasn't crazy like $100,000 day like some people have. But I have had $5,000, $4,000, $3,000 days, multiple days like that. But I've also had losses in that size, and that hurts a lot. So, yeah. Trade small size till you get a strategy that's proven that you feel comfortable. A lot of trading, a huge amount of trading, honestly, I can't overstress this enough, is confidence in your strategy. It is definitely, you got to know what you're doing, but a lot of it is confidence in it. If you don't have any confidence in what you're doing and in your strategy, that's when you get shaken out. The stock goes against you just barely and you're out of it. And then it does exactly what you planned. You just were you had too big of a position size. You got emotional, so you had to bail, or you just didn't have the confidence in it, whatever the case may be. And yeah, a lot of the time I've fallen victim to that so many times where I had a thesis, I had an idea what the stock was going to do, and then I got shaken out because I got emotional. My position size was too big, and I was looking at that loss, that P&L, the live P&L on your screen there, or I just didn't have any confidence and thought it's going to keep going against me. So you bail out, you take the loss when your strategy was spot on and it worked out. You just didn't have the confidence. So trade small until you get a strategy that works and you get that confidence, and then you can start scaling up. That's the best way to do it. Anyway, that's about all the rambling and long stuff I got to bore you with today. So give me a like and a thumbs up. Let me see. Oh, I always forget to see the comments. I got two screens, and I'm always looking at my screen over here with the E-Trade on because I like the charting on it. And then I have CMEG on my other screen, but this is where my YouTube is. So I missed the comments. I'm seeing your comments now. Tony T, how much money are you trading with? My E-Trade account is actually, both my accounts are, let's see, my E-Trade account's only $1,300, and my CMEG account is, let me look here, hold on a second. My CMEG account is also right at $1,300. So I've got $1,300 roughly in each one. My E-Trade is under PDT, so with that one I have to follow the PDT rule, obviously, and that's why I opened my CMEG account, is because I didn't want to trade with big size, and I just didn't have the self-control. When I had big money in my E-Trade account, I kept taking really big positions, no matter how many times I told myself, hey, take small positions, but then you get that conviction and you see the possible gains and all that, and you take big positions. So I took the money out. Well, the downside is now I'm under PDT. So I take my 3 trades a week in the E-Trade account, and then my CMEG account is where I typically am scalping and trading more often. But the downside to that is CMEG will eat you alive with commissions and ECN fees. So you can really get screwed up with all your ECN and commission fees with CMEG. That's the downside. But you can trade without worrying about the PDT. That's great. They also give you leverage at CMEG. I think with $1,000 account, you get 4 times leverage. With $2,500 or something like that, you get 6 times leverage. And I had that in my CMEG account when I opened it. Had I don't know how many. I had several $1,000s in there, and again, I was taking way too big of positions. I was using that leverage, not calculating my risk and my position sizes, and just, I'm going to buy 90% of my buying power, which is one of my hotkeys on my CMEG. And so I was taking big positions, and then I'd be looking at bigger losses. So my way of remedying that was to not have as big of an account over there. So anyway, getting to the point where now I feel a little more consistent. I might start putting some money back into the accounts and trading with a little bigger size now that I've been finding a little more consistency. But yeah, anyway. So the answer to Tony T's question that I'm long-windedly rambling about is $1,300 is what's basically in each one of those accounts. I had them down to just over 1,000, and then I've built them up from there. Dave Snyder says, I have no confidence. Hope some rubs off. I feel you, Dave. Been there many times. That's why I'm, like I said, that's where I'm at as well. That's why I had to scale way down, scale everything back. And I will tell you that trading smaller does build your confidence. Like for me anyway, with confidence and with feeling comfortable in the trades, since I've scaled down and I take much smaller positions, I'm not looking at the big losses, and it takes a lot of the emotion out. So then you build confidence because your strategy, it gets time to actually work instead of bailing on it real quick because of the emotions of bigger positions. So take a smaller position. It seems counterintuitive and it doesn't feel right to take smaller positions or take money out of your accounts so that you tie your own hands, but it really works, or it has for me anyway, to where I'm seeing my confidence grow because I'm letting the trades play out. I see what I think is going to happen, and I actually have the ability to watch it develop instead of bailing on it because my emotions get in the way and I'm staring a big loss in the face. Muscani Oni, I hope I'm saying that right. Is that the E-Trade Pro new chart or classic? It is the classic. I like the classic. I've used both. I guess I'm just kind of old school or set in my ways because I've been using the classic. For me, this is my favorite charting. I don't like, even when I'm trading with CMEG, with the Sterling platform on CMEG, I use E-Trade Pro for my charting. I just like it better. I don't know if it's because I've been doing it for years on this platform, so I've just gotten used to it. Maybe if I trade more with CMEG's platform, I'll get more used to that and I'll end up liking it more. But I've just gotten used to this, so it's the classic is what I use, and it's what I like the best. I do change the colors around a lot because I get bored with the same monotonous blue screen all the time, so I'm always changing my colors and my screens and trying to, when you're staring at computer screens for hours on end every day, it gets a little old. So I kind of, like to change it up, change the colors. Tony T, you blew up your account, went below 350, just added 700. Got to wait 3 days to wire transfer. Yes. Are you trading with? I don't know if you're watching live right now or not, but are you trading with CMEG or with E-Trade? CMEG, anyway, where I was going with that is the downside to taking money in and out of your accounts is that they get you for the wire transfer fee. Like CMEG, oh, I see you now. CMEG, yeah. Yeah, CMEG hits you for, there's so many fees associated. I may end up putting more money in my CMEG account just because of the fees and stuff. Like I'm trading small and I'm, getting close to my goals of $100 a day, which is great. But they eat you alive. I know I say that a lot. I can't think of a better way to put it, but the commissions and fees and stuff at CMEG are just so much that even with, you can find a coupon code online if you guys haven't already. Just Google or YouTube CMEG promo code, and you can find a current one. You want one that's like recent, so toggle your settings on your search to make it recent. And if you email them your promo code, you can get cheaper commissions on CMEG. I think they knock it down $1 a trade, which is quite a bit. Like there's days where I might trade 10 times in a day, and that adds up. $10, $20, whatever a day adds up if you shave that little bit off a commission. So definitely recommend going and finding a promo code, which is easy to do, and then you just email CMEG at I think it's client services and tell them, hey, I got this promo code, can I get the discounted commissions? And they will shave the commissions down for you. But also what I was getting at too is that whenever you transfer money into, like, let's say, I don't know if it could be my bank, it could just be my bank, I don't know. You guys can let me know what it costs you to wire transfer, but I know whenever I wire transfer money from my bank to CMEG, it's been a long time since I wired into E-Trade, but when I wired into CMEG, I know it cost me like $90 or something to wire the money in, and then CMEG takes their $100 or whatever platform fee out. So like right away you got to make $200 plus eat all the commissions of $3.95, I think it is, with discounted commissions, maybe $2.95. I can't remember exactly. It's either $3.95 or $4.95. Anyway, knock $1 off for the discount promo. Either way, right away you're down a couple $100 just from transferring the money and their platform fees, and you got to make especially if you have a small account. You're starting with a $500 or $1,000 account or a $2,000 account. Right away, you got to make 10-20% of your account back just to make up the fees that you lost putting the money in there and opening the account. But Dave, let's see, thinking about buying a refurbished trading computer from eBay with dual monitors. What do you think? Using smartphone now. Definitely depends on the kind of trading that you're doing, but if you're going to trade like day trade, like I do, scalping, you need at least one computer. Smartphone trading, which I've done, there's been times where I've been working and been in positions and it's delayed and it just doesn't work for like the kind of trading that I want to do. But I do have lots of friends that swing trade, and they use their phones all the time for swing trading because they're not really worried about getting in and out really quick or the small movements. So kind of depends what you're doing. If you're scalping and stuff like me, then you definitely don't want to be doing it on your phone. The dual monitors is nice. I did it on a single monitor. I did it on my laptop for a long time. Then I got a bigger monitor for my regular computer. And then recently went to 2 monitors because I started trading in 2 different accounts. So I like to have one broker on one computer and one on the other. Just gives you more real estate. As far as refurbished, I don't know much about computers. I'd be BSing you if I told you. I don't know. Yeah, I'm just not very smart about the components of computers and what's good and all that. Yeah, Tony, the ECN fees, commissions, yeah, it's crazy. I had one day where I spent, I think it was $700. This was somewhat recently. I spent like $700 in commissions and ECN fees in one day. I did overtrade that day. And yeah, but it was a huge pill to swallow. I emailed them and tried to get them to take some of them away because I figured it was worth a try. And they were like, no. If you spend so much on commissions in a month, they do give you some kind of rebate, but I don't know what it is. I'd have to go back and read the email. But it was, yeah, I spent a crazy amount of money on, I basically ended up breaking even on the day. I had like a $700 day or something like that, but I had overtraded so much that it was all negated by the crazy commissions and ECN fees. Do you notice sometimes E-Trade Pro Level 2 stalls and is not refreshing? I had that issue today noticing the YTEN chart. Yes, I do. That's one thing I've talked about in other videos, and yes, E-Trade, that's one of the downsides of E-Trade. And for a while I wondered if it was my internet, and that's one thing that I've been able to clear up now that I'm trading 2 different brokers on 2 different screens. Because for a long time I thought that E-Trade, that it wasn't E-Trade. I thought I've emailed them, oh no, things are fine on our end, and I thought it was my internet being spotty, my Wi-Fi coming and going or something like that. And then I got CMEG open on the other monitor, so now I can see. And yes, I do see that. It's not like a constant thing, but there are definitely times here and there where my level 2 will get frozen, and like I can see printing over. I don't know if this is what you run into, but the chart was correct and the numbers were printing, like the prints over here of the trades going through were correct, but level 2 was frozen. And I had to, if I just put in a different stock and went to a different stock, and then went back to it, it would refresh it and then it would come back up and it would be working okay. But I have had that happen. I have had issues on my laptop, not so much on this computer yet, and maybe it was my laptop, I don't know. But I've also had situations where, like one time, E-Trade wouldn't connect. I had the little green thing down here in the corner that you see that says connected, and it lost the connection and it wouldn't connect. And I could get on YouTube and I could get on other websites and my internet was working fine. But if I was on E-Trade, it was saying connecting. And the problem was I was in a trade, so I'm trying to frantically get out of this damn trade, and I can't because my E-Trade thing's connecting, but my internet was working. I could use it on Google or YouTube, and I was getting pretty frustrated and ended up losing money on the trade because of it. It wasn't a lot of money because I had a small position. I think it was only maybe $40 or $50 or something, but I emailed them about it, and of course they, like any broker, any business, whatever, not my fault. We don't know what you're talking about. It's it's not us. We're sorry, but we can't do anything for you. That whole stick that you would get from any company in that situation. They don't want liability. But anyway, I was glad that it wasn't a lot more money because it sucked. Couldn't get in it. Had no idea if the stock was dropping, $5 a share or something for all I knew, and couldn't get back into it. And I'm pretty sure it was E-Trade's issue, not my internet or my computer, but they didn't know what I was talking about. So yeah, I guess the bottom line is E-Trade is glitchy. That's what I have come to find now that I've got CMEG and I can do my Sterling platform side by side. E-Trade is glitchy. I don't notice that it's far behind. I've heard some people say that E-Trade's data and stuff is lagging behind other platforms and not very quick, but I haven't noticed that. It runs pretty well right alongside with CMEG hand in hand, and that's why I use it for charting a lot of the time, even though I'm trading with CMEG. But yeah, it is glitchy. I've had level 2 glitch. I've had quite a few times where my chart isn't updated like it should be, and then I'll be looking at CMEG and see that the chart looks one way or the price is at a certain price, but then on E-Trade the chart for whatever reason hasn't updated or isn't keeping up quite right. So lots of little glitches like that with E-Trade Pro. I will say that it's not, if I had millions of dollars and I could trade with any broker, I would probably spread my money around TD Ameritrade and a bunch of different platforms and companies and see which one's the best. And I probably would not end up going with E-Trade because I don't think they have the best lightning fast fills. CMEG is definitely faster and more reliable to get your fills to get in and out of positions quickly if you're a scalper like I am. So that's the good side of CMEG, even though they screw you over on all the commissions. Oh, what else we got here? Anything else? You have E-Trade Mobile for that reason. Yes. E-Trade Mobile is good. If there is a Sterling or a CMEG Mobile, I'm not aware of it. I tried downloading some Sterling app on my phone one time, but didn't work for me. And it could have been just me, my phone. I don't know. So if anybody has an awesome CMEG Sterling app, let me know if that exists, because that'd be cool to have on my phone. But E-Trade's mobile app is actually not too bad as far as phone apps go for trading. It's just, I don't know. I like the E-Trade mobile app too, as far as E-Trade Pro only shows you certain times. It starts at whatever it is. Their pre-market starts. Why can I not see the time? Anyway. Oh, I know why. I'm having a senior moment here. I'm on the daily chart trying to figure out the time. 6 a.m. is when pre-market starts that I can see on E-Trade. But if I'm looking at E-Trade Pro's phone app, sometimes blue chips and whatnot that start trading even earlier than that, you can see the prices on there. You may not be able to trade, but you can see the price. So if you're in a position overnight and you're scared to death because you found yourself holding something that you don't feel so good about. Sometimes you can see if it's a stock that trades earlier, you can see it on the price action, the bid and the ask on your mobile app, even though you can't see it on the chart. Exactly. You have to click down and pull down menu and click refresh. Yep. I find myself refreshing E-Trade way more than I would like because of it being glitchy. It does, there's different glitches in it. A few different glitches that I've noticed like that. Another thing that I've noticed with E-Trade Pro is that sometimes I'll be clicking from screen to screen, and when I'll click over on the screen, there'll be a giant candle, for instance, on a giant 1 minute candle showing that it's way up here, at 32.39, for example, or whatever. But then if I click, it doesn't look right. Is there really a gigantic candle right there? Is it really jumped up that high in price? And then I'll click refresh, and oh no, it's down here, where it's been trading throughout the day. So that's another thing that glitches on E-Trade. One more downside to CMEG is that they don't have the trading hours that E-Trade does. Like E-Trade, I can trade from 6 a.m. I'm in Central Time, by the way, but 6 a.m. to 7 p.m. from pre-market to post-market, whereas CMEG is only, I think it's 6:30. It's 6:30 that they open trading pre-market for CMEG, not 6. And it's so sometimes the stocks in the momentum world have already gapped up before I can even trade with CMEG, and then they stop post-market trading at 4:30 Central Time. So that's 2.5 hours earlier than my E-Trade platform allows me to trade. The downside to that, I don't trade that much pre-market and after hours. I would say more pre-market than I do after hours, but I do watch it, and there are times where I'm in a stock, and I do remember one instance in particular where I did hold a stock overnight in CMEG, and I ended up wanting to get out of it, and I'm sitting there watching it on charting because you could watch it on your Sterling platform, but you couldn't actually place a trade. So I'm wanting to get out, and I've got to wait all the way till 6:30 to get out of the trade, and the whole time I'm just watching the stock drop on their own platform, watching it drop with my hands tied, unable to get out of the trade. So I don't like that about CMEG. I wish they would open it up to trade longer hours, pre-market and post-market. You use E-Trade Pro for executions and TOS for charting. Yeah. You use Thinkorswim. You like Thinkorswim? A lot of people like Thinkorswim. That's another. I intend to, and I haven't done this yet because honestly, CMEG was such a pain in the ass to open an account with, and I know a lot of people don't have that same experience. A lot of people have pretty good experience with opening their CMEG accounts, but for me personally, it was a gigantic pain in the ass. So that has kind of turned me off to opening up a bunch of new brokerage accounts. When I started this YouTube channel and started to get a little bit of traction, I plan on opening a whole bunch of different brokerage accounts and trying a bunch of different trading platforms out and making reviews on all of them and trading with all these different accounts. But I kind of lost my steam with dealing with CMEG for I don't remember how long it was, but back and forth with them in emails and calls and all that for well over a month trying to get approved, and it kind of made me get a bad taste in my mouth as far as maybe I don't want to mess with opening all these brokerage accounts and keeping all this stuff straight and losing the money that I lose whenever I transfer money into the account. It just gets costly time-wise and money-wise. So if you're watching this, Moscone, is that how I say your name? Am I saying it right? If you're watching this still, do you like Thinkorswim? Is it awesome? If you do, that's something I might end up doing, opening an account with them and trading over there. A lot of people seem like they like it. How do you trade pre-market on CMEG? You don't do anything different. So it's just if you trade pre-market on CMEG, you shouldn't have to change anything. As long as you're in your real money account and on the smart setting, as far as routing goes, you should be able to trade. Have you tried it and it didn't work, Tony? So charting's good and free. Just have to set it up to your preferences. You have TD Ameritrade. Is that who you use for Thinkorswim? I think there's a delay whenever I'm guessing that when I talk, then you guys don't see it for a minute or so. I don't know, 30 seconds, whatever it is. Okay, that's what I thought. Thinkorswim, yeah, TD Ameritrade. I think that if I'm gonna open another account, which I'm considering doing, especially for YouTube purposes and making more content, that's probably my next one would be TD Ameritrade Thinkorswim. It seems like that's the one that I see the most buzz about from people that are commenting in my videos and whatnot. It seems like people like Thinkorswim. I've heard that it's considerably different. Like a lot of the trading platforms are pretty similar, but I've heard that Thinkorswim is different, but in a good way, that a lot of people like it. Let's see. Thinkorswim has good charts, a lot easier. So Tony, you use Thinkorswim too? You have CMEG and Thinkorswim? Robinhood, yeah. I got a cousin. I posted something on Facebook the other day about E-Trade and trading with E-Trade, and I wasn't really talking about E-Trade being great or anything, but he commented, my cousin did, and was like, oh, Robinhood's where it's at. I'm a Robinhood man. And I thought, you're not a trader if you're a Robinhood man. Not that there's anything wrong with Robinhood, because, Robinhood has its place. I think they've kind of started the movement of the free commissions movement that has spread over to people like E-Trade. But it's not like a day traders thing. Maybe they'll make it into that and get a platform for that. I don't know very much about it, but that is one that I probably will actually also sign up for. I think I'm going to get a Robinhood account on my phone because several of my friends have been asking me about trading and trying to get into trying to get into trading and whatnot, and they all, of course, have Robinhood accounts. And when you sign up through their link, they get a free stock and you get a free stock. So almost everybody I've seen sign up for it, which is quite a few people, have gotten the same stock. They've gotten KOTY, Coty, which is like a cosmetics company. So apparently they can't give that stock away, or they can give it away. Nobody will buy it, so they keep giving it away. I don't know, but everybody keeps clicking on their little thing where it does like a random lottery and you get a free stock. And they all got Cody. We were sitting around playing poker, and a bunch of them were signing up through this guy's app under his whatever you call it, his little link, and they all got Cody. But anyway, I think I am going to get Robinhood. I think I'm going to sign up for it just to get the free stock, and just because there's such a gigantic quantity of people on YouTube that are using Robinhood and that are looking for information on Robinhood and that are just getting started trading and that are using Robinhood. And I don't know anything about it because I don't have it. So I'll probably open a Robinhood and put a couple $100 in it or something just to see what the fuss is about, and so I can kind of get an actual educated opinion about what it is and what it's like to trade with it. It doesn't really suit my style, but maybe I'll try doing a swing trade or two in there or something. You can download Thinkorswim software once you set up an account with TD Ameritrade. You don't have to actually put cash into it. Interesting. I didn't know that. That's interesting. So you can set up an account without funding it and still use their Thinkorswim software for charting. That's pretty cool. That's something to think about for sure. Somebody commented on one of my videos earlier about what was it? Oh, Trader View, and I'm gonna sign up for that. I'll drag it over. I was actually just looking at it a little bit ago, and Trader View is like a where you can analyze and you can import your trades over there and kind of see what your past trades look like, kind of like a spreadsheet type of thing. I've never used it, but I've heard a lot of people talk about it. Somebody was asking me about it, and when I looked into it, you can do it for free. 100 stock trades a month for free, journal, reporting, sharing. It says it's all free, so I think I'm going to do that just because it's free. I don't know. If I love it, then maybe I'll end up doing the silver or the gold or whatever, but I'm going to try the free one and see what that's about. Tracking your trades is a good plan, especially when you're starting out. I used to do spreadsheets and track my trades and all that, but I didn't have something where I could import them. I just did it on my own through Excel. Anymore, I don't track my trades because when you get to a certain point, I don't think it's as necessary because I'm scalping and I'm seeing things and know what I'm looking for, what I'm looking at, and I'm looking more for scalps. So anyway, I kind of know my wheelhouse, I guess, so I don't track everything. But with Trader View or something like that where you can just import them, it seems like it could be worth it. Worth a try anyway. Anyway, your kids use it. That's cool. I'm going to give it a try. Give the old Robinhood a try just to see. Maybe I'll make a couple videos on it. Who knows? Maybe I'll think it's cool and end up swing trading on it or something and make some videos on it. Get some of the millennials to watch my videos and, I think that's the big joke is that millennials all use Robinhood. I don't even know. Am I a millennial? Maybe I'm a millennial. I'm 35. I don't know exactly what a millennial is, but maybe I qualify as that. I might be making fun of myself. I don't know. How am I scalping? Who dis? What's up? How are you scalping, market or limit? I use limit orders almost always. The only time I use market order is if I'm panicking. If I see it's like dropping and I'm in panic mode, then I'll use a market order, but very rarely. And that's because I've been born after 84. I was born in 84, so does that qualify me or not? Anyway, I use limit orders. I don't use market orders because I've gotten terrible fills before on CMEG and on E-Trade Pro both. I've had situations where I placed a market order and got filled way beyond the spread. To me, that should not happen. I don't even know how it happens, but I've had it happen. On, like, for instance, it happened to me on CMEG a month or two ago, where I figured out, I'll just place a market order, and I got in it. I wasn't paying attention to where I got filled at, and I was just looking to scalp it. I took a decent sized position, and I got in it with a market order, and then I got out of it with limit order. And when I went and looked at it, and I thought I'd made a couple $100 on it, and I was excited about that. And when I looked at it, no, I actually broke even on it because I got filled so horribly with my market order. And then I was sitting there scratching my head as to how I got filled so far outside the spread. I don't remember the numbers or the particulars of it, but anyway, it just shocked me that one of the only times I used a market order, and I got such a bad fill that I ended up breaking even on a trade that I thought I made a couple $100 on. Not that it was, it wasn't like a dollar move. It was probably like a 10-cent or a 20-cent move or something. I want to say probably around a 10-cent move, but still, it was, to me, it was going to be like a $200 winner, and I broke even because I got like a 10-cent bad fill compared to what I thought I got filled at or would have if I'd done a limit order and just hit the ask. I use limit orders, but like my hotkeys are set up to buy, like I buy on the ask. If I use my hot buttons, I guess they're called, on CMEG, I buy on the ask and I sell on the bid. But that's just if I'm trying to get out and I'm scalping. A lot of the times I am just typing the number in. I'm not in panic mode. I do scalp, but I'm not typically in a frantic button clicking mode. I've got like a plan, if it breaks out at this level, I've got my number typed in, and if it breaks out at this level, I'm clicking the buy button, and then I've got an idea, I'm just looking to get 10 cents, 20 cents, 30 cents, whatever it is. So I've got as soon as I place the trade to buy, I've typed in where I'm hoping to get out at, and I'm ready to hit the button to get out, and I've already got it typed in for the limit order. And then only if it's going against me, then I'll hit the hot button to sell into the bid and get out of it. Oh, how do you enter so fast with E-Trade Pro? You can't really enter all that fast with E-Trade Pro. It's like I said, they have hot, quick, whatever they're called, the quick key thing. Let's see, quick trade. They have this, the quick trade thing. That's their hotkeys, their hot button thing. But I just don't like it, so I don't use it. You can set up different ones and your different stocks on there. Maybe it's just because I haven't got used to it, but I did try using it for a while after I got the CMEG account, and I got used to hitting the hot buttons on CMEG. I started trying this to see if I could kind of do that with E-Trade, and I just didn't really like it. I don't know why. Maybe I'm just picky. Probably the same reason I like the classic charts, but I didn't like the little quick trade thing. So I don't really get, as far as like scalping on E-Trade, I consider it scalping more like on this setup. If the high of day was, if I'm looking over here and the high of day is 32.73, for instance, and then I'm going to buy the high of day break, I would be typing in over here something above that, like 32.73 is the high. I might be typing in like 32.80, and then I'm watching it, and typically you'll see a wall of sellers / shorts at the high of day. So you can kind of, a lot of the times anyway, you'll see a wall a pretty good size right at that high of day. So I've got my number typed in above that high of day. And as I see the wall start getting taken out, you can see the wall on your level 2 start going down. Say there's 20,000 shares and you see it go 19, 18, and there's, you know, tons of green going through over here. And then I'll just hit that button and buy it, and I'll get filled, you know, typically right at the high of day, maybe a little bit above it. And then right away I'm typing in what my price target is, you know, if I'm scalping, just a little bit above that. I'm trying to get better about not scalping as much. I mean, I do like scalping, and it is a little bit lower risk to me, which I like, but I'm trying to get better about holding. So I'm using stop losses more as a way lately to make myself hold longer. So lately, instead of limit ordering and getting right out of it, I'm trying to discipline myself, because I see a lot of times stocks keep going a long time after I buy, and then I end up just taking a small piece of the move. So I'm trying to get better about being patient, and the way I'm doing that is by using stop losses more. So let's see what else we got. Tons of slippage in market orders. Exactly. Tons of slippage. You should put up a Patreon link so we can show you support. That would be awesome. Tony, I really appreciate that. I have thought about doing that. I may do that. I will say this. I finally got my channel monetized, and that's been a lot more of a blessing than what I thought it would be. I thought that when I made my YouTube channel and I started going and I did my calculations of what I hoped to make, I was hoping someday by the end of the year that I would get monetized, which you have to have 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours before you can apply to be monetized. And I was hoping that I would get to that point. I've got it in my phone that the day I hoped I would hit it was because after the first month or two of growing, I started calculating my rate of growth and thought that I would hit it on, I think it was like September 25th, somewhere around there. And I ended up hitting it a long time before that. So that was a pleasant surprise that, I was almost a month, maybe a month or somewhere around there ahead of schedule as far as growth. That was exciting. And then the other side that's exciting is that I thought maybe when I got monetized, I might make, if I was lucky, $20 a month or something from it. My expectations have been pretty low regarding what I would make from YouTube. And I've already made, last time I checked, yesterday or the day before, like $118 or something from that, from the first couple weeks. So I don't know if that's just how it goes starting out, if it's going to fade as time goes on, if maybe they show you some extra love in the beginning, and then as time goes on, my videos fade, if I don't get any hot videos or whatever. If the monetization will fade, the how much they pay me, I don't know. But I've been very pleasantly surprised that what I thought would be $20, $50 a month has ended up being over $100 in the first 2 weeks. So that's awesome, and I appreciate you guys wanting to show me some love. Maybe I will do that at some point with the Patreon or something. I've also been kicking around the idea of doing a beginner's trading course, because it seems like trading courses and subscription services to like Warrior or Tim Sykes or any of those platforms and things where they got the chat rooms and whatever, DVDs sometimes, Tim Grittani's, Stephen Duck's, a lot of the DVDs are like $1,000, and a lot of the subscription services are $100 or whatever a month, sometimes more than that. So I've thought about doing a beginner's trading course and then selling it for an actual reasonable amount of money, like $20 or something, just to help people get started instead of the crazy amount you have to spend with a lot of these people. Anyway, so the point is the Patreon thing, I may do that. I appreciate you being willing to do that. That's awesome. and maybe I will do that. But I've been very, very pleasantly surprised with the support I've gotten as far as YouTube earnings so far. So you guys are awesome. And every time people hit the like button or subscribe or comment below, especially the likes and the comments, that pushes the YouTube algorithm and gets it out there. And I get considerably more views by the ones that get commented on more and liked more and all that. So you want to help me out, keep hitting the like button and commenting down below. You can even comment down below and tell me I'm an idiot if you want. That's cool. It still helps the YouTube algorithm out. So comment Tim, you suck down below. That's fine. And it gets me more views. So been pretty happy with, like I said, the income so far from YouTube. It's been awesome. So thanks for all the support with that. Let's see. Do you use E-Trade Pro's hotkeys? I finally set them up. It makes a big difference for pre-market movers and helps with regular trading. I actually didn't know they had hotkeys, so you might be teaching me something right now. Unless you're talking about that quick button that I was talking about. Are you talking about that quick trade thing? Or do they actually have real hotkeys? On I'm going to type it to you because it's kind of delayed. I don't really like hotkeys myself. Like on CMEG, I don't use the hotkeys. I did use hotkeys for a while and tried them out, but I preferred the mouse. I don't know why. I just didn't really ever take to the hotkeys and get used to actually using hotkeys. I started trying it out, ended up using the hot buttons more. Hot buttons are let me show you. If you don't know, if anybody's watching this and doesn't know, these are my hot buttons right here. So that's what I use currently. So they have real hotkeys with E-Trade Pro. I did not know that. That's interesting. I'll have to look into setting that up, maybe make a video about it. Not a huge fan of hotkeys, but definitely would say that they're a tool that most people like. Most scalpers love hotkeys, and I do love my hot buttons. And I don't like the hot buttons on E-Trade Pro, so maybe I will start using hotkeys on E-Trade Pro. I just didn't know they had them, so that's awesome. How do you set them up? Is it, I'm sure I could figure it out, but you can tell me if you want. Is it under, somewhere up under tools? Let's see. Do you have to pay for level 2? Who dis says, do you have to pay for level 2? And the answer is yes. E-Trade Pro and CMEG. I mean, CMEG, I think it's just included. I don't really know if it's included in their platform fee or what, but I know you have to pay their platform fee. And then on E-Trade Pro, you have to subscribe to real-time quotes, they call it. To get E-Trade Pro, you have to subscribe to real-time quotes, but they waive the platform fee. I've never paid a platform fee with E-Trade Pro ever, so it's pretty easy to qualify for the fee to be waived. It's 30 trades per quarter, but E-Trade considers it a trade when you buy and a trade when you sell. So if you just use your minimum trades for like the PDT rule, the minimum 3 trades a week, you would qualify for the free E-Trade Pro and the free level 2 real-time quotes, whatever you want to call it, would all be free. I've never paid for any of that, even under PDT. Dave talking about Meet Kevin. I also watch Meet Kevin. I like watching his, well, now they're getting kind of old, to be honest, because it's the same thing every day. Let's be honest. Congress they don't do shit. They're just whether you're Democrat or Republican or whatever, you got to be annoyed with Congress. They get paid no matter what, and they don't, while the stimulus and all that's up in the air, and they don't make anything happen. So it's getting kind of old watching Meet Kevin make his videos. I don't watch them at this point. I haven't been watching them, but for a while there, I was pretty dialed into Meet Kevin's daily stimulus package posts and just looking for like, when's the next check gonna come? All that. But yeah, it's getting kind of old because nothing really happens. They're just doing a lot of talking and mudslinging at each other. But he does make a ton of money from that. So shout out Real Kevin for figuring out that he can make a ton of money just by doing stimulus updates 2 or 3 times a day, every day. Let's see. Are you in any trading chat rooms? No, but I have been in the past, and my feeling on trading chat rooms is they're great starting out, because when you first start out, you're trying to find the stocks that people are looking at, and you don't know what you're looking at. So sorry, I'm getting sidetracked here. Forgot what I was saying. Lost my train of thought. Oh, trading chat rooms. So yeah, my thought on trading chat rooms. It costs money to be in most of the good ones, and I do believe I've seen firsthand where the trading chat rooms, the people that own them and whatnot, I'm not going to say that they intentionally pump stocks and dump them on their subscribers, but it does happen, and I've seen it happen because some of the chat rooms are so big that they buy a stock, and if it's thinly traded, you can literally watch them alert it and then watch the stock go up. And then they tell you that they're getting out of the position when in reality they've already gotten out of the position. And that's just the nature of how it works, because by the time they've typed it in and all that, they've gotten out of it. They're not typing and talking to you and then getting out of it. So naturally, it creates a little bit of a pump and dump sometimes, which I don't like. But I think that the chat rooms are good as far as when you're first starting out and you're trying to find the right stocks to trade, or you're trying to find the hot stocks or whatever. You don't know what you're looking at. So try to find a example of, well, the only thing on my scanner is these same couple of stocks from today. But anyway, whenever you're first starting out, you don't know what you're looking at, so you'll pull up a chart and they all look the same to you, so you don't really know what you're looking for or what you're looking at. And I think the chat rooms are good for that, because they will alert you to what's going on. People will be talking about, hey, buy such and such. They don't really tell you to buy it, I guess, but like other people that are in the chat room will say, such and such stock is shooting up, or such and such stock is about to break out. And that's helpful if you're a brand new trader and you don't know what you're looking for. You can actually find a stock pretty quickly and easily to trade, because there's so many people talking about the stock in the chat room that it helps you find the right stocks and helps you identify patterns and get some kind of idea. I don't know what to do with this stock, or I can't find a stock, and people are alerting it and talking about, hey, it's about to break out. And then that helps train you to, look for that particular setup, and you might be alerted to that breakout in advance and be able to find a trade to take. So I think that they can play an important role when you're first starting out, finding stocks and being able to tell what you're looking at, because it all looks the same. But at some point, you don't need them anymore. At some point, once you learn the stock market and you kind of learn what you're looking at, what you're looking for, and you can tell the difference between a stock like YTEN that's traded a ton of shares, and you can tell by looking at it that It's got plenty of volume and tons of liquidity and all that. And you can tell the difference between that and another stock that's I don't know. Just type something like this, for instance. You know, if you're a brand new trader, you might look at this stock and not know that you don't want to trade it. Unless you're like some guy that just wants to buy insanely cheap fractions of a penny stocks and hope that they someday go up. But as far as like day trading goes, you got to be able to tell the difference between a stock like that that's got no volume, that you can't really get in and out of, that's doing nothing, and a stock like YTEN. I guess that's where the chat room would come in. If you're brand new to trading and you don't know what you're looking for or what you're looking at, and you can't find any setups and you don't know what to do, they're good as far as that. They help you get started and help you find things. But as far as once you get to a certain level where you can identify patterns and you can find stocks that are hot on your own using even using free scanners like Market Watcher, Stock Screener, or whatever. Once you get to that point, then you don't need the chat rooms anymore. They just you find yourself just being annoyed by looking at that, because the reality is most of the people in the chat rooms are beginners and don't know what they're doing. So you can get swayed the wrong way a lot in the chat rooms. You find yourself on the wrong side of trades and following people that don't know what they're doing. And you kind of grow beyond the chat room at some point. But they're a decent way to they're a decent tool to get started, I guess. Let's see what else. Click the 3-bar on the order top. It's the top menu. Click the 3-bar on the order entry. Okay, I got you. I'm with you. That's interesting. Yeah, I might end up using some hotkeys and checking that out on E-Trade Pro. If they work pretty good, maybe I'll try that. I see a start in the background. A strat. Oh, a strat. Yeah. Mitchell. Yeah. I play guitar also and sing and whatnot. So I'm big into music. I love music. It's a Mexican Strat. It's nothing special. It was my first electric guitar. I don't play as much as I would like to between working and the kids and doing the trading thing and YouTube and all that. I don't play all that often anymore, but every now and then I try to play at least once a week. But I do love music and love playing the guitar. I'm a little behind on your messages here, guys. You can send me a video link that will help set it up. Yeah, send it to me. You can put it in any of the comments, or you can send it to nomadtradinglife@gmail.com. Let's see. Jam some guitar. I might do that sometime. Maybe when I hit $1,000 in YouTube revenue, I'll do some kind of guitar solo for you or something. You can actually check out my I have an old YouTube music channel. I'll put it in the comments here. If you search YouTube for, actually I can get the link for it real quick. If you really want to see me playing guitar or singing, the videos on there I think are mostly old, but let me see here. Dun, 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 dun. I've got one from a video I put up 7 months ago on me playing guitar. Here, I'll give you the, check this out here. If you want to see me doing the guitar or singing. There you go. I put the link down there for you, Mitchell. You can click on that link and go to that YouTube channel if you want to see me play guitar or sing some of my older videos and stuff when I was doing it a lot more often. Oh, let's see what else we got. I joined True Trading Group, made my money back in 2 weeks. Really? That's interesting. I don't know what True Trading is. True Trading Group, is that the super annoying ads that I see all the time with that Dan guy? Is that True Trading? The guy with the soda. Let's see. Hello, got a call from E-Trade today regarding margin call and how to take action to cover the call. That's never a good thing to get. No idea. I chat with you before. I'm new at this and no idea on what this is. So yeah, there's different kinds of margin calls. You can Google it or look on there. But if you go to your E-Trade login, like your main page, you can see what kind of margin call it is, and it'll tell you what action to take. You'll have to liquidate some of the position to cover the margin. They can actually just buy you in on their own if they want to, and they may, buy or sell whatever the position is to cover the margin. Hey Mitchell, I'm in TTG and DMarks, both good chat rooms. No idea. Let's see. What do you think of TTG? 1,100 a year. The Wolf. The Wolf. I don't know the Wolf. I know I've heard of the Wolf. I'll have to check that out. What'd you say about it up there? I'm trying to see what was said up there. Okay, I see what you're saying. So it costs $1,100 a year to do the True Trading Group TTG, and you made your money back right away, huh? Tell me about TTG. What do you like about it? What do they do? Do they give you trade alerts? Or is it a chat room and is it for swing trading, scalping? What kind of stuff do you do in True Trading Group? What's their thing? TTG. It's not that annoying Dan guy, I guess. It's like, I don't know who he's with, but I see the video ads constantly for that Dan guy. That is so annoying. The ads are all like low definition and just the cringiest ads. I hope they don't put them on my videos, but they probably do. The guy's probably a nice guy, and he might be a really good trader. I have no idea. All I know is his ads are super annoying and cringy. So they do all the above. Okay. Interesting. I'll have to check. Maybe I'll check them out sometime. 1,100 is a hefty price for a year. Might be interested in great returns. Yeah, that's how I feel about all the chat rooms. Everblades. I started with them about 3 weeks ago. I haven't followed many trades yet, but I've went over most of the material, which is solid. They have good traders in there giving solid alerts. Huh. I saw that commercial. I hate it. The one drinking soda. Am I talking about the same people? Is TTG is it that guy? Quick recap of the live stream and go. What's up, Alex? We haven't really, we're just talking about random things. I started out doing just like a trade recap and then actually had some people in here. This is the first time I've had enough people in here to keep doing like an actual discussion. Typically, I don't have enough people on the live stream that I just, say my piece and get off of there. It's pretty cool to actually have you guys in here and be able to talk to some people and have conversation. It's awesome. Quick recap of live stream. Broken arm. With the broken arm. No. Yes, that one. So it's not the, okay, so it's not Dan. Okay. Dun, 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 dun. Let's see what we got here. I'm looking up your True Trader. True Trading Group. Let's see who these people are. Cool. I don't know that I've heard of them, which is surprising. Michael Edward. Former award-winning hedge fund trader, gonna help you trade. Huh. Interesting. I haven't heard about that. I haven't really looked into that, so that's cool. Legit, huh? Can you demo making a trade? Who this? Yeah, Dan sounds like the chart guy. Looking for long-term investing. Yes, YouTube channel. Yeah, long-term investing. I have like a 401k and a long-term account, but I can't look at them. If I look at them, then I watch them constantly, and I find myself wanting to get out of stocks and wanting to sell and move things around. So I'd have to just not look at it. I'm not good at that. I'm not good at. I've done some swings and trying to get better at swing trading here and there, but just not good at that. I have a hard time. I have like a day trader's mindset. So when I try to do swing trades or long-term investments, either one, then inevitably news comes out or bad earnings or whatever, the stock drops, and then I find myself watching it and selling it or panicking, or I see that big loss. I just have a hard time holding. Let's see. Check out DeMarc Trades, Moscone, legit, totally. We're just watching some of his YouTube vids for a while. Good idea. That's a good idea. Yeah, check him out on YouTube, and you can get an idea of the chat room. Let's see. The guy that oh man, I thought I could find him, but oh yeah, here he is. This is the guy, just in case anybody was wondering who I'm talking about. This is the guy that I think is super annoying. His ads are super annoying. He might be awesome. It's True Trader. That's why I thought that it was the same company, which maybe it's not, because it sounds like you guys are talking about True Trading Group. I don't know if it's this guy or not. Is it the same company, True Trader? Are you guys seeing this? No, not at all. Okay, good. That guy's super annoying. Didn't want to be talking trash on you guys as a guru there. Dan Parker. I've actually heard some people say that this guy's pretty good, that his program's actually not bad. It's just his commercials that are all over YouTube that I see constantly that are super cringy. But anyway, totally different. Thank goodness. I was worried. But like I said, that guy could be awesome. He just his ads are just cringy. I would recommend, by the way, Ross with Warrior Trading. If anybody's, like I said there, if anybody's interested in the kind of stuff that I do, which I'm assuming, a lot of people probably are that are in here or watching this, or you wouldn't be watching this or in here. But as far as, you're a goon, my guy. Thanks, Pablo Perez. Ross is awesome because everything, I love Ross because he's transparent. I aspire to be like him in many ways. As far as like my YouTube shit, I try to keep it real, and I think that he does that as well. And like showing my profit or whatever for the day, and he shows his accounts. He shows live trading. Like, to me, I like that he's real, and I like that he puts it all out there for free on YouTube. I mean, he obviously has Warrior Trading and makes a ton of money off of his courses and his chat room and stuff. Definitely making millions off of that, probably more than he makes from trading. But doesn't get any more legit than that guy as far as I'm concerned, because you can look up Warrior Trading. I'll even put a link to it, to this particular thing, because I think it's awesome. So I'm going to put a link in here. Shout out to, I'm not an affiliate of his. I wish I could be an affiliate of his. I don't even know if he does affiliate marketing or not, but he's one of the few people that I would actually endorse and sell their products because of this. My new small account challenge. So, I'm going to put this link in here. So anyway, that's a link to his small account challenge. If you haven't, anybody that is into day trading, if you haven't seen Ross with Warrior Trading small account challenges, I definitely suggest watching like the whole series. I just posted the link to the first video of his most recent, unless he started one recently. I haven't been watching him recently, but his most recent that I know of, small account challenge. He started with $500 with CMEG. It's the reason that I started using CMEG and went with Sterling as a platform, was because of his small account challenge. That's what he chose to use with his small account that would be under PD, or a way around PDT. And to me, it was super inspiring because the guy literally takes for $500 and turns it into, let's see, 53, the last video of that series, $53,000 in 17 days. So that to me is super inspiring. If you're a new trader and you're just getting started and you don't have very much money, you're not going to do that, obviously, because he's somewhat of a trading genius. It's not easy to do that. Only a very tiny percent of people can do that. Even like Tim Sykes, somebody mentioned him in there, and I've been a member of Tim Sykes' penny stocking stuff and his chat room and all that back in the day, and he knows what he's doing. But Tim Sykes can't turn $500 into $53,000 in 17 days. Very, very few people can do that, and he does it and shows all of his trades, which is pretty awesome, in my opinion. So anybody looking for day trading stuff, check out Ross's channel at Warrior Trading, because he does the small account challenge, which is very applicable for most people that are watching this video that start with small accounts. And you can see somebody literally all their trades and what he does and his behind the scenes and all of that, to go from $500 to over 50 grand in half of a month. It's pretty awesome. So inspiring, awesome, lots of information and stuff in there. Definitely suggest watching that series. And also, if you go to his account now, what he's been doing recently, he every once in a while he used to trade live, but recently he's been doing a lot more, where he'll trade his entire trading session. He'll just do it live streaming on YouTube. Hardly anybody else does that, so you can literally watch him live, where he takes his trades, where he gets out at, his mindset. He's thinking out loud as he does it. To me, that's unparalleled on YouTube. Not very many people can do that and do it at the level of success that he does it. He has days where he makes over $100,000, and he did it live, scalping right there in front of your eyes for free on YouTube. So I know I'm stroking him pretty hard here, but I'm just saying the guy does a lot of free stuff that's awesome on YouTube. So anyway, sweet ass cars too. That's right. I want to learn options, Mitchell says. Me too, buddy. I want to learn futures and options. If I ever get to a point where I feel like I've mastered stocks, I will do futures and options and kind of develop that side. Tried Warrior Trading for a while back in 16. Very difficult to impossible to follow his type of strategy. He's a micro scalper, in and out in seconds. If you don't have a big account, not easy. That is true, but also, yeah. I mean, I get what you're saying. I agree with that, and it depends heavily on the market conditions, which right now the market is not as good for his type of strategy. You get stocks like this, like YTEN. This is more often than not lately. We've been having this gap up pre-market and fade off. Not great for Ross's strategy because he buys breakouts, bull flags and breakouts. So not very many opportunities for his type of strategy in the market the last few weeks. But you can't really argue with his results, though. I mean, you can see, like I said, you can watch him live trade, and you can see his series, like the small account challenge. And it's hard to argue because he went from $500 to over 50 grand in less than a month and did it all and shows all of his trades. It is doable, but I see what you're saying and agree that it's difficult with smaller accounts. With CMEG, you get leverage. Like even with a $500 account, I think you get 4 times leverage. So that helps a lot. But I'm gonna have to get off of here in a second. One more thing. What do I think about Tim Sykes? Tim Sykes is the reason that I got started trading. I found a video about him trading penny stocks way back in the day, and that was how I got started trading. I found a YouTube video and thought, at that point I had flipped houses and built websites and done affiliate marketing, a bunch of different stuff, but not really been successful with any of it. And I always loved poker and loved the gambling side of things. Like, it's a way to make money, and it's gambling, but it's not, because you can actually get good at it, and it's not true gambling. You get what I'm saying. Anyway, so saw that video, really got turned on to it, and if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing. So shout out to Tim Sykes for that. And he's very flashy and has a way to pull people in. People kind of gravitate to him, and a lot of people that end up trading found their way there through Tim Sykes. But as far as being an actual phenomenal trading guy, phenomenal trader, like a real amazing trader, I would not say that he's at the top of that list. He's good at what he does. He basically buys bounces. His strategy is, to me, less doable than Ross's is for a beginning trader, because pretty much all Tim Sykes does, and this is my opinion, of course, pretty much all he does is buy bounces. He's looking for a stock that's got a ton of volume, that's way up on the day, and then he buys the bounce. He only does it, it's got to be a good flush. It's got to flush out pretty hard, and it's got to be in the morning. He doesn't do it in the afternoon. He's got a set of rules that he follows, but that's what it amounts to. It's got to be a stock within a certain range. It's got to flush a certain amount, basically a really quick flush. It's got to have a lot of volume. It's got to be in the morning, and he buys the bounce. Well, the problem with that is new traders, which is pretty much all that he talks to. Almost everybody in his chat room is new traders, and his audience is basically all brand new traders. And if they try to do bounces, if you try to buy bounces as a brand new trader, the trading saying, the old saying, don't try to catch a falling knife, becomes very true if you're new and you're trying to buy bounces. It does work. It is a good strategy. But for beginners, to me, it's not a very good strategy. Could you try to buy the wrong bounce? For instance, on, pick any stock. For instance, this one, he wouldn't have bought it pre-market, I don't think. Typically, he doesn't do very much pre-market, but if you would have bought this, if you're a new trader and you try to buy this bounce here, it would have failed. So you buy that and you don't get out in time, and then you find yourself down. I guess the point I'm trying to make is that as a new trader, it's hard to identify the point at which the stock is going to bounce. You got to get pretty decent at watching level 2 and reading that as well as the chart. You got to be decent at identifying levels of support, where the stock might bounce at. You got to be able to identify a lot of things. And if you call a bounce wrong, then you're just trying to catch a falling knife, as they say, and you're going to get underwater real quick. So, in my opinion, Tim Sykes is good at what he does, and if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be doing this. And if it's great to get people started, and there are people in his team like Tim Grattani and Michael Good and Stephen Ducks. There's a lot of them that are good, and they're pretty amazing traders with a lot of success, definitely have made millions of dollars trading. And those are some of his students. But what they all do is not really what he does. He buys bounces. At least whenever I stopped watching him, that was what he did day after day after day, was buy bounces. And like I said, that's really hard for a beginning trader to catch the exact point at which the stock bounces. So if you don't have any confidence and you have a small account, you're going to have a hard time catching the bounce exactly where you need to. And then you find yourself down a lot of money and panicking and selling. So I don't think that's the best strategy. And as far as his students go that have had a lot of success and become millionaires, they're not, if you follow them closely, most of them are not really Tim Sykes disciples. He got them started, and he obviously pays them, or they're in bed together, as far as he uses his huge following to sell their DVDs. They all have their own DVDs, and they're intermingled together, so they have an interest in him. But a lot of them also are affiliated with like Investors Underground with Nathan Michaud. He's an amazing trader, by the way, as far as actual traders go. Nathan Michaud with Investors Underground is a great trader. Like Tim Grittani, I know he's affiliated with both. So a lot of them, I think, used Tim Sykes and got started through Tim Sykes, and they use his following, and it's kind of a mutual beneficial situation for them. But their strategies are heavily shorting these things. Momentum, low float stocks, Grittani, ducks. The majority of his followers and students that have gotten big are actually short sellers. They short these low float momentum stocks, which would be perfect on a stock like this. They're the guys that are shorting this and making a ton of money on that, which is great. But again, shorting is a difficult thing for beginning traders to get into. You can blow up your account really easy doing that. So Tim Sykes is good at what he does and drawing people in, but as far as his strategy and his big top student strategies go, they're kind of difficult to do. Not that really there's really not any easy strategy for a beginning trader, but I'm just saying that warrior trading like Ross, his strategy is just as doable as any of those guys' strategies are. Scalping for Alex R is basically getting in and out of a stock quickly. So does he scan for breakout stocks? Jason Bond, yeah, I've seen a lot of Jason Bond fans. I've never paid for any of his stuff. If you have, you can tell me if you think it's good or not. But I see a lot of his ads and stuff. Scalping for Alex R is just really quick, small moves. And the reason that I scalp for the most part, I am actually trying to get better at holding longer and being more patient. But I scalp because I trade scared. I've had too many times that a stock has turned against me, that I've bought a stock in this, for instance, buying a stock here and it dropping like that. That happening to me enough times has made me where I scalp very small moves. I don't try to stay too long. And that's, or for instance, right here, if you don't know what you're doing and the stock's way up and you're buying the stock here and then it drops on you. So I scalp because it's holding a stock for a short period of time feels more comfortable to me, less chance for a disaster if I hold it a short amount of time. But like I said, I think that it kind of came to me naturally to just be in and out of positions. Ideally, larger accounts are better for scalping though. If you have a larger account, then you can take a big position, on this move right here as it breaks out past this resistance. You could take a big position and then sell it right after, a minute later. So it's only like 10 cents. You're only trying to capture like 10-cent moves, really small moves. So it doesn't work as good for small accounts, honestly. If you had a bigger account, you could make a lot more money with it, but I just like that it's a little less risky to get in and out quickly. Let's see. Oh, guys, I'm going to have to hurry up and answer some of these or talk about them and then get off here because it's getting to be almost 9 o'clock here, and I still haven't eaten dinner yet, so I'm getting hungry. Cameron Foose, I have heard about. I'm not sure if he's still in the game or not, but I remember him from a few years back. Dip buys, there you go, Alex R. That's the word I was looking for. Dip buys. I couldn't think of that. I kept saying bounces and thinking like that's not what Sykes calls it, but dip buys. Yeah, exactly. He's trying to buy. He's dip buys. Thank you for saying that. I could not think of that. That's the word I was looking for. Tim Sykes is pretty much specifically a dip buyer. What do you think about SPAC? Actually, I have several people that have been talking to me about SPAC. One of my friends is in SPAQ, SPAC, whatever you want to call it. One of my friends is into that pretty big. He's been talking about it. As far as the chart on it goes, let's check it out. Let's pull it up. Let's look at the daily. Yeah, so it's curling up nicely. Right here would be the breakout would be 1547 area. If I were looking at it, I would be looking at that area, and it looks like it's hit that area or pretty close to it 3 times in the last 3 days. Has hit that and kind of got rejected. But we've been looking at some big down days in the market, which affects stocks like this. So that's probably part of why it's got stuffed. But ideally, in theory, it will break this level here of resistance and then keep going up. That's why my buddy that owns it, he's looking for that to happen. I think he's talked about there being some news coming up, some merger news or something. I don't know much about it, but he's a believer in it, and he's planning on it curling up. He's more of a swing trader / investor, so he's talking about it curling up and hopefully testing highs is what he's hoping for up there in the 20s. Large accounts work best for shorting. Exactly. Moscone. Is it Moscone? I feel like I'm saying the name wrong, and I apologize for that because I don't know. But exactly right. Large accounts definitely work best for shorting. New traders and shorting, especially with small accounts, don't mix. I've been doing it lately because I'm trying to get better at that side because I think inevitably sooner or later there's going to be a bear market. I guess technically we're in a bear market right now because of the big drops. I'm pretty sure that they consider that a bear market right now, actually, technically speaking. But anyway, I've been trying to get better at shorting because of that, and because, like I said, Tim Grattani, Stephen Ducks, a lot of the millionaire small stock guys that have made millions of dollars have done so shorting because from a statistical standpoint, shorting these low float stocks that I talk about every day is the best play. They inevitably go back to zero, or not zero, but back where they came from typically. So like right here, huge big day, goes back where it came from. Big days here, goes back down. Typically these stocks go back that I talk about every day, the low float, the momentum stocks, the smaller companies tend to fade. So shorting them is actually one of the best statistical positions you can take, but it's very risky and it definitely can blow your account up, especially if you're new to it and you have a small account. So any stocks to watch tomorrow? JCPenney had some news out. I've traded JCPenney a few times. Isn't it is it not JCP? What is JCPenney's? Is it that Penny Corp? Can't believe that if that's J.C. Penney's now. I want to say they used to be JCP, but I could be wrong. I don't know. If that's J.C. Penney's, that's crazy that it's being traded for 34 cents now. I feel like they're closing them down, though. I know the one here in town's not doing well. As far as what to watch for tomorrow, like, I don't have a watch list every day. A lot of traders have watch lists every day. And as a short seller, that does make sense. Like Nathan Michaud from Investors Underground, a lot of people that are big-time short guys, having a watch list is looking at the stocks that were up the previous day or have been up for several days in a row, and you're looking for those as a spot to enter a short position. But as far as the long bias traders that are trading momentum stocks, low float stocks, every day is a new day. Every day you got a different stock that pops up on the radar. So it's hard for me anyway, to create a watch list unless it's a stock that's had crazy volume and it's gone up all day and it's up in after hours. And in that case, more likely to run the next day. And then I would be watching that. So yeah, for me, I don't have a watch list, and every day I'm not really looking at what I'm going to do the next day beforehand, unless there's a big runner that, like I said, we haven't been seeing them lately. A month ago or two, there were several that I was watching that would go up for a couple of days, that you would watch multiple days in a row. SPAC, for instance, look at that. Like I said, you look back in July when we had all those runners going crazy for multiple days, and SPAC is actually a good example of that. That thing went up on the first day, and then second day, kind of a doji candle consolidating, and then third day. So you get a nice 3-day crazy move from down here in the 10 range to over double that. So anyway, I basically am looking for the new, unless there's some stock that stands out as a possible multi-day runner, I'm more looking in the morning pre-market for whatever the stock is that's moving and has all the volume. Every day is kind of a new day. I will look into SPAC closer for Alex that said that. My buddy was talking about it, and I do need to look at it as a possible longer term investment in a different account, not day trading it. Let's see. How do you pick stocks to hold over the weekend? I don't. I try not to hold a stock over the weekend. I try not to hold a stock overnight, and I definitely try not to hold it over the weekend. To me, it's just too risky. Way too much news can come out to affect it, to where I just don't want to do it. When you've woke up to a $10,000 loss overnight, it starts really being hard to hold anything overnight, let alone over the weekend. Anyway, I'm going to have to get off of here, guys. I appreciate you all watching and chatting with me. It's been awesome. We've done this for over 2 hours now, which is crazy. I've really enjoyed actually having some viewers and having people to talk to instead of just doing a live stream that I post for people to watch later. So we'll have to do this again soon. Pretty awesome. It's pretty cool to have enough people that I can actually have a successful live stream with chatters and people talking. So pretty cool. Thank you all for joining. You all have a great night. Go Chiefs, by the way. I almost forgot the freaking Chiefs are on. I should be watching the Chiefs right now. Y'all probably seen my Chiefs hat in all my videos. I'm a big Chiefs fan. So gotta go check out the Chiefs game and see how that's going. Probably rewind it and watch it. But anyway, thanks for commenting. Thanks for joining. Great to see you guys. Very awesome that you guys are supporting me and in here. So hopefully tomorrow we all make a pile of money. And maybe we'll do a live stream tomorrow night too. We'll see. If you guys want a live stream, comment. Let me know. Send me an email, whatever. Broncos, no. Come on, man. No Broncos. Oh, we got a Raiders guy. Got to have a Raiders guy. Anyway, Bills. Okay. I love football. Love the NFL. So excited that the NFL's back tonight. So I got to get over there and watch that. I got to get some wings. I'm going to hit up Buffalo Wild Wings, grab a Blue Moon beer, get some wings, and watch some football. Y'all have a great night. Thanks for stopping by and all the support. Love you all. Peace out.